Like the ones that I've watched, like of people doing playthroughs, they do like their best like voice impressions of the characters, and usually it's like goofy as hell.
Yeah,
that'd be funny.
So it's like you're trying to do like the anime girl. You're like, I can't really do it.
Kawaii!
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Livin Room Podcast without the G. I'm your host for today's episode, Jason, and I'm joined, of course, with the boys, Bryan and Dom.
Yo.
So as we come up towards the holiday season, we got a little bit thematic, especially Bryan. You know, he's super creative with his ugly sweater.
Limited edition Christmas sweater.
This is a Christmas sweater.
And so I thought it'd be a cool idea for all of us to take a look back in 2024 and see what are the top 5 things that we learned, did, and accomplished this year. So I told the boys before we recorded, it's like, oh, this is my topic for today.
Yeah.
Get some pictures for yourself to like summarize those points that I told you guys. And here it is. So we'll be telling you, audience, the cool things that we did throughout the year. Some of it might be redundant, but it's all right because this is the topic for this episode.
Yeah, it's all good. Throw up a little repetition.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
So since I'm the host, this is how we're going to format it. I'll be going through mine, and then we'll pass it off to Bryan, and we'll recap his stuff, and then we'll save the best for last with Dom.
Oh, that's
no
too much pressure. It's too much pressure.
Or anything,
No pressure at all, bro.
That's been the quickest.
He's like, that's it?
I had McDonald's to do this.
I had a Big Mac every single day. But
experience.
All right, let's transition to mine. All right, number 1, no in particular order for myself. I would say to start mine would be I went to a lot of games, and in Kevin's B-roll, you'll see a picture of me sitting courtside at a Indiana Fever game. So that was Caitlin Clark's, who's like really prominent WNBA athlete now, really big in college. It was her home debut, and so my work is in Indianapolis. So I was like, oh, might as well just take a trip out there and then watch the game for her home debut. Funny thing is, like this one they lost by like 40 points. So it's kind of funny.
They lost bad.
They got wrecked. But I mean, the experience was cool. Like they had like a VIP courtside like buffet in there, and you had like your own like bar for yourself.
So you don't have to go. Full experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And there's a bunch of celebrities in there too. So I was like, oh dang, that's pretty crazy. I was like 3 rows behind the like one of the baskets. I don't know which side. So I was like, dude, that's pretty sick. So I think for me, that's like a cool piece of my 2024 because I never did too many sporting events. So like I went to 2 Bears games this year. I went to a Bulls game in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I watched the Fever game, which is the picture. So I think that piece is like super cool for me and what I did in 2024. So that's my first thing. So
Nice.
Yeah. Number 2, we talked about this before, is getting my Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth Platinum.
Ooh.
Which took how long?
Yeah, it took, especially now, PlayStation did their 2024 in review.
Yeah.
And so it like breaks down how many hours you put in the year, what games you spent your time in the most, what genre of game you played in. And then lo and behold, I'm not surprised at all. My number 1 game was Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and they said it was 215 hours. But especially that one, I think is pretty cool for me, and a big accomplishment is that I think it was on PowerPlex or PSN. I think it's probably both. It's they scored it the same. PSN trophies. They gave it an 8 out of 10, which is like extremely difficult.
Yeah,
really
hard.
So you had to play the game, as I said earlier in a podcast episode. You had to play the game on hard, and then you had to do these combat simulations.
Oh yeah, those bosses.
And when you got to those combat simulations, you had certain ones with Cloud and Zach, which I spent a couple of days on, and probably endless amount of hours real time doing.
Yeah.
And once, you know, like when you get like you get beat up so much, or you get like abused and with losing by so much, and you finally get over that hump of like
you feel
like let's freaking go. I feel like I've really accomplished in those moments. You feel like really high, a lot of dopamine that happens. So like once I beat those combat sims, I was like, but it really tested my skill and acumen of like getting mastered at like the buttons, parrying.
Like, he really learned the game.
Ins and outs. So I think that was a really cool and awesome accomplishment for myself this year. And then it was like another thing I'm trying to do, which I'll plug myself now. I'm eventually, hopefully when this drops, there'll be a trailer out. But if not, by the end of 2024, there'll be a trailer out for the Blank Shadow channel, which is another thing that is on here. But we'll get to that in time. So I'm going to be working on getting platinum trophies and just doing walkthroughs and playthroughs. It's like something I want to do and passionate about, and might as well try to make something out of it, because look at this podcast, you know, we were doing something, so it's pretty cool. I guess I'll segue into that is like I recently got for Black Friday a gaming PC. So I was people don't know this, but I was trying to do the capturing on a MacBook.
It was fighting for its life.
The
thing was dying.
Yeah, it's getting like 40, 50 GPU. The motherboard was overheating. Sometimes I'm just like, is it gonna survive?
It's like, no.
And then you see like the capture card, just like a PowerPoint slide, just like
1 frame per second.
So eventually led me to, since Black Friday, there's a lot of deals going on. I was like, might as well take the plunge, and I have Best Buy, so I'm a member there with their credit card. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like finance it for as max as I can, because that is a very very materialistic purchase right there.
Especially if you got like a really good one.
Yeah, because I spent over a G on mine.
To go all out, you have like a really high end one.
Yeah, I would say so. Is pre-built.
Okay,
but the thing with that is, like, it's probably better to make it yourself.
Yeah, it's really cheaper.
Yeah. But I just don't know.
It's like if you don't know what you're doing,
a lot more too.
Right. And especially with things I was looking at, and when my coworkers helping me, like Micro Center had a deal with like the motherboard, the SSD. I think it was a while ago. I mean, it's only 3 weeks ago, but it feels like forever.
That's a minute.
It had like a good bundle together, and it was like $700. And I was like, oh yeah, that's like such a good deal. And they have one in Westmont and one in Chicago. I just kept looking there every like day to see if they were back in stock, and I never saw it back in stock. So I was just
snatched it up.
So my coworker sent me. He was like, oh yeah, you just get this pre-builds, because you said that you had a lot of points which you could convert into like money.
Oh yeah.
So I used the points because I was with them for like 4 or so years. Oh, actually maybe long, like 6 years. So 6 years of purchasing built up. It turned out to be like $280. So $280 off of that pre-build is like game changing enough. So I was like, yeah, I might as well just go in on that. I was like looking at the reviews, reviewed well. So I was like, yeah, just might as well. It saves me the hassle of trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll be like the Patrick meme with like, you have like the 2x4 and the nail on his forehead. I'm just like, how do I do this?
I put this together.
So yeah, the next thing on my top 5 for 2024, as I was alluding to and getting the gaming PC and plugged earlier, is I'll be starting my gaming channel in 2025 called Blank Shadow with the 1 instead of an L. And we'll be, look out for a trailer. I'll say that. I won't get you.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. Definitely by the end of 2024. So be sure to keep your eye on the lookout for that. So, all right. And then, my 4th one for 2024 is I said it and I did it on my birthday, which is a super cool and a bucket list item for myself.
Yeah.
Was the skydiving.
Oh yeah.
It's just the spur of the moment thing.
The rush of doing it.
Yeah, adrenaline junkie in me. So jumping out of 14,000 feet. Probably would do it again just to feel the rush.
They go higher next time.
Yeah, it was the first date, man. I remember
First date.
You pointed it out like one of like the first few episodes or something like that.
I don't know if I pointed that out. I don't know if I'd first date would be comfortable.
I think you made like a joke about it or something.
That'd be an insane first date.
You want to like fly on a plane with me?
Yeah.
That's how you know she's real.
That's how you know she's a keeper.
Yeah.
Jump out of plane with me.
If she could jump out of a plane,
The first date.
on the first date, she's a keeper.
It's a good
for
bonding
sure.
experience.
Oh, no
just
doubt,
like
with
that.
anyone.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a significant
Next
other.
special.
Uh-oh.
I don't
Be
know
on the
about
lookout.
that.
Be on
I don't
the
know about
lookout.
that.
The alternative would be like going to like a theme park or something, or amusement park, and just doing
Like
like a roller
Six
coaster.
Flags. That'd be something. That'd be
Yeah.
fun to do.
Yeah.
We're brainstorming on the spot.
Because you can talk like while you're in line. And
and then you
then
because
you
some of
get
those
the thrill.
YouTube creators have the GoPros like wrist things. I don't know what they're called.
Huh.
So you attach the GoPro to your wrist, so you could do like bungee jumping, like Sea Dog VA. Like when he did his bungee jumping one, he had like he actually was holding it. He didn't have it on the wrist
I
thing.
thought some people put it like around their head.
You could
like
do
I was
that
never
too.
put to it, yeah.
But yeah, that's a idea we possibly could do. We'd have
Six
to
Flags.
get the equipment to do it.
Yeah.
Imagine us doing like Raging Bull or
Oh.
Max Force would be kind of crazy doing that.
What's the Max
I don't
Force
remember
again?
that
I don't remember.
The Max
that one.
Force like set a bunch of records of the fastest coaster to go from like 0 to 60. Like it started from 0 to 60 in like 1 point something seconds, and the ride's
Jeez.
over in like 30 to 40 seconds.
Jeez.
And it's at Six Flags.
It's at
or-
Six Flags.
okay.
So like when you go there, you just hear like a giant boom.
Oh.
Is it new?
Yeah, it's probably
Okay.
like 2020 or 2021, I think. So it's like
Oh,
fairly
okay.
new. It's like one of the
Okay.
newer coasters.
Yeah.
Only downside is the lines are so long because they only have like one cart. They don't have like multiple carts in rotation.
really?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's weird.
It's an exclusive
Yeah.
ride then.
So I
Mm.
went on that my first time, and with some friends of mine, or actually one of my friends, and we sat in the front because that's like the best experience,
Yeah.
of course, or the back because you get the most G-force. So we sat in the front, and when we went, as I said, like the 0 to 60 is like super fast. You hear the giant boom, like 1 second, just like boom, and then like literally when we were doing, because you do an inversion in it, and then a couple turns, and then it's like over. So like when I was riding it, like I literally had like tears in my eyes because we were going so fast.
The beauty of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the wind is just pushing your face back or something, and then
Yeah.
your eyes are just like bulging out
Yeah.
and shit. So
And it's funny too if we were to do like record our facial
I was about
reactions
to say,
when we do that. You
It's
see
kind
like
of wild.
like,
Just-
you see like those like cartoons where like a giant drop is a giant drop in Six Flags. Like you're just seeing your like skeleton, but not literally, like
Yeah.
a cartoon. And it just like there, and then your whole skin just like, goes
Wait,
into it.
what's the pattern of the ride? Like, does it loop a lot or?
I think it's pretty simple. It's just it does the inversion, and then it does a few turns, and then it ends.
It's just really fast.
Yeah, that's why it
Okay.
ends in like 30 to like 40 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So usually the line, I mean, of course it's new, so everyone wants to try it.
Do you think it's just the hype, or do you think it's actually like way more enjoyable than like the Goliath or something like that?
I think Goliath's better, in my
Okay.
opinion. In my opinion, and you can't go
Yeah.
wrong with the Raging Bull either.
Yeah.
That's like a trademark.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think the Goliath is only scary like the first drop,
oh yeah,
and then like the next drop is like half as high as that.
oh yeah,
Um,
because it's hard to keep the acceleration going, and you
Yeah.
have to keep it for safety reasons as well. If you keep going like insanely fast,
Wait,
there's
so
a lot of hazards. and
is this
stuff.
other one like wooden as well? Or
No, it's all
Okay.
metal.
Okay. Yeah.
But Goliath also, another concern I have with that one is you don't have like a safety over vest. You just have your the feet
Yeah.
buckle, and that's it, or the feet bar where you like you push it down and make sure that's the only way you're secured.
Yeah.
Because some of them you like have to have. I feel more safe
Yeah,
having
with
the
whole
top
thing
one.
on top,
yeah.
But then you would feel like super restricted, and I don't think it would feel as like comfortable if you were like strapped in when you're going that
Damn.
fast going downhill.
Mm.
Safety versus comfort.
Yeah.
What's those? I mean, I don't think it's comfortable in any shape or form because it's like the adrenaline and
Yeah.
G-force of it all, and that's the whole point of you doing it. So.
Mhm.
But yeah, maybe in the future we do something like that.
Be interesting.
Maybe a 2025 special. That's something we could build off of. Maybe some early spoilers for the audience and us.
Yeah, we're spoiling for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we never had this conversation, but it's maybe something we could do because we had other things off camera of what we could do for specials. So,
Mhm.
but let's see what else I have left. Oh yeah, my last one is a picture that I got when I went to what is it, Youmacon? So it's an anime convention in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
They had 4 voice actors from Final Fantasy, so I guess we could tie that to Final Fantasy. You know,
you spent so much time on.
And I didn't know any of the voice actors at all, but I'm just like, I was like, I know Barrett. Every time I went up to them, because this was my first time doing an autograph signing with voice actors or like mangaka and stuff like that, or animators, that type of vein. So I didn't know how to approach it. So I'm just like, I went up to Britt Baron, who was the Tifa voice actor, because she had the shortest line, and I was just like, surprisingly, but
that was really surprising.
But I don't think she has as much voice acting experience, because you would see some of the other voice actors with a lot of like characters that they did and covered. So I was just like, maybe that's why she doesn't have as many.
She's like a newer
fans,
actress
because she's a new voice actress. Yeah. But I went up to her. She was my first one, and I'm just like, "Oh, I liked your work as Tifa." That's all I said. You did a great job. I played a lot of games of Rebirth. I talked to her about like I got the platinum, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I suck at like those like live action beat 'em ups in some regards, live strategy games." I was like, "Oh yeah, I totally understand that." But like the one for Rebirth is just like on a whole nother level than remakes platinum.
Yeah,
and then. I don't know, it's just like a weird way, like, it's like you're talking to a stranger essentially. So you have to like, how do I have a conversation, start with them without being weird? Because us as weebs are already weird. Yeah. So I'm just like, shoot, how do I do this without being weird? And I still think it was weird.
Yeah.
But then you have some really cool people, like Barrett's voice actor. I think it's like John Eric.
I don't remember.
Let me see.
I got a cameo.
Do people even
from
pay
him?
attention to like the voice actors, actresses?
I don't feel they do.
Maybe more for anime.
Like,
for anime,
yeah.
Well, because like for Final Fantasy, it's like every game is like different characters.
Yeah,
so, like,
exactly.
They probably have different voice actors and actresses, right?
Right.
Okay.
So it's really
sometimes
hard.
they have repeats, but not often.
Right. It's pretty hard to do that. Yeah, John Eric Bentley. So I didn't just write his middle name. Yeah, so John Eric Bentley, I met him. He's like super cool, personal guy. He's asked me, he's like, and he's super outgoing. And Dom had a cool experience. I'll let you explain that later after I say my experience talking to him. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And I was like, "Where are you coming from?" I was like, "Oh, I'm coming from Chicago." He's like, "Oh, no way." I'm like, apparently it's from Chicago, which I didn't know. And I checked his I am NB or whatever. Like
IMDb.
IMDb.
Yeah.
I checked that, and I'm like, "Oh, there's no like way I would have known that if I wasn't even a fan of it."
You even know who he is.
He's just like, he has his like date of birth, but it doesn't say like where he came up from. So I was like, okay, I would have never known that. Yeah. So he did something special for me after. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is my boy Jason. He's coming from Chicago to Detroit." And I don't know what else he said, but he's like gave me a free like a cameo essentially for free, because that's like an extra charge. But yeah, he's like a very personal guy, really down to earth person. And I think out of the 4 people I met, which was the Yuffie voice actor, who is Suzy Yun, I believe.
Oh yeah, I've heard of her.
Yeah, and then she did Makima.
Yeah, she does a lot of like anime.
And then we had was it Suzanne Young?
Susan
Aerith?
Yeah, Aerith.
I think she was nominated for.
She was nominated at the Game Awards.
I don't know if she won. I don't remember.
She didn't win.
Oh, okay.
I forgot who won though. Let's see. I feel so bad not remembering these people's names.
It's so many.
Yeah. Oh, it's Brianna White. It wasn't even close to Susan.
So
Brianna White, who is Aerith, and then I said Britt Baron for Tifa, and then John Eric Bentley, which was Barrett. So those 4 voice actors I met.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. As I said, John Eric Bentley was the best. But as I alluded to, Dom had a cool experience with him as well.
Well, one of our good friends got me like a cameo by him.
Ooh.
It was like for my birthday. And he like sung the Final Fantasy like victory theme. You're like
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, keep fighting Shenra. Happy birthday. If I ever see you at a con, I'll sign something."
Yeah.
Just like a really cool dude.
Yeah,
So I really want to meet him.
Yeah, he's a super cool guy. Super cool guy. So I think that is my top 5 of 2024. I did have one honorable mention, and it is start the podcast with the boys.
Oh yeah,
2024. We started this, so giving us ourselves a shout out because this did happen in 2024.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Oh yeah,
and I'm happy that I have the privilege of sharing the pod with both of you guys. So that's something I'm grateful and happy we did. So that is it. And then I guess we'll transition to Bryan, who's to my left. So
yeah.
what is one of your top 5 things?
Yeah.
So what to start with? Do you have a certain order, or you have no particular order?
I do not have an order. I just have like 4 of them, and I just kind of wrote them in the order of like how I thought about them.
Okay, for sure.
I think the first, so like I focus on like 3 to 5 like things I've learned / experienced from 2024, and I want to like start with for like number 1, I got my first tattoo ever.
Yes, sir.
Back in June. I just feel like it's kind of like a cool like. It's not like a transition, but like I feel like it's like a little bit of growth because I've always wanted to get a tattoo, and I felt like this could be the year when I get like my first one. And like now that I started with like the first part of the tattoo, now I kind of want to finish it and get more, but like it's gonna be like a slow like process,
right?
Especially if I want to get something that's like even more detailed than this one, that might take multiple years to like build on it,
right?
But I definitely want both sleeves done. Right now I have like maybe 3/4 or maybe like 3/4 of one arm done so far.
And then it's pretty cool because you were saying earlier on your like, birthday June podcast episode, like it had special meaning to you. If you want to like
I was thinking about
expand on like what the tattoo is,
like
what's the meaning behind it.
Yeah, I mean like so like the tattoo that I have right now, it's a tribal Filipino tattoo. I guess like I already mentioned that. Now it's like pretty much shaded and like line work is done. It's not finished because I still have from here all the way up to my shoulder. But I would say that this kind of represents more of like my roots. A lot of this design is like a lot of the patterns are like Polynesian and like Filipino, and some of the patterns are directly associated with like where my parents were raised in the Philippines. So like the shark teeth and like the waterfalls and stuff like that, it's symbolized in like this part of my like sleeve. I mean, for this one, I still want to add things like my tattoo doesn't go all the way up to my wrist. I'm probably gonna get that like shaded in, or maybe there's gonna be a design here. But I have like the rest of this, and I think it would look kind of weird if I just got like random pieces or whatever. I might just keep this whole thing tribal, but then like my other arm would be more for like. If this was like my, I guess my like
your roots,
my past, this is gonna be like my future or like the current.
And do you have any ideas on what you plan on doing with your right forearm, or no, you haven't thought that far yet?
No, I still gotta like think about it.
Okay.
And I don't want to just like rush into it. And plus, like I want to finish this before even like thinking about getting anything here.
Gotcha.
Some people they just get like pieces all over their arm, and I mean it works for some people, but for me, I think it would kind of look like awkward if it was just like a bunch of like small little pieces. Like those are the ones that you tend to regret the most. And even like polls were showing that like the people that regretted their tattoos the least were the ones who like really thought about it, and the people who had like full sleeves, because it's not like something where like you go on a trip to Vegas and
wasted.
Wasted. You wake up like, what is this?
Kind of like Hangover Part 2 where Stu had the freaking Mike Tyson.
He's like, where did I get this?
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about getting one. Like my friend Shalom was offering to pay for a tattoo for me if I got one in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
It was like up to like $200, and I'm like, well, I want to get something that like I'll regret, and then I want to like finish the sleeve, but nothing matches with it.
Yeah.
I think that's important when you get tattoos, because you're having essentially, there's removal, of course, but a permanent like thing on your body.
Yeah.
So I feel, and you guys can have different opinions and say what you think as well, as you want to have something that means something, because since you're having this permanently on your body, you don't want to be like having something like, stupid
that you don't even care about like the next couple of years
regret,
later.
Let alone the next day.
Next day it's like, why'd I get this? Looks stupid. I agree with that.
I don't think people know this, but when you're doing like the tattoo removal, it still hurts.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a lot.
I figured.
So
it's
like
laser.
you're breaking like the ink, and then eventually
there's swelling and stuff too, probably.
I forgot how they do it. It breaks the ink like beneath the skin.
Right.
Eventually, like when it dissipates, it's able to like just come off or something, or like you grow like new skin. Eventually, it fades.
Right.
But it looks really ugly for a while until
the new skin cells come in and then stuff like that. Makes sense. That's awesome. And this is another question I'll have, because I've seen people, especially basketball players, who have this really funny. I think it's funny, but maybe you guys think differently. There's certain NBA players, they get one tattoo and they just start getting like their whole body in tattoos.
They get the addiction.
So like
they get a little taste of it.
Yeah. So is that you? Do you plan, like, since you got like your first little bit of getting a tattoo, and you said you're gonna get another sleeve, do you plan on getting more tattoo done on your body besides just your arms?
I'll think about it when I get there. Like, I mean, in a perfect world, I'd probably want to get tats everywhere, but like,
so yeah,
you got the addiction already.
But like, it's for one, like, it's a money thing. Like, if I want to get something like amazing, it's like a shoulder tattoo or whatever, I might be paying a couple grand just for like one session.
Right.
Some of those athletes, they're rich enough that they can have like 2 or 3 tattoo artists doing it all at once. Like for an hour, you get your whole back tattooed.
There's some athletes.
No, they numb. They numb you and everything. So
they put you to sleep. They put you under, and they have like 3 or 4 different tattoo artists working.
They're working in tandem. They'll get everything done, and then
especially like your back.
Like
some like people or athletes go numb because they get work on their back and they get their whole back done, and your back is sensitive because you have your spine back there.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to be under, because like imagine being like, that shit's gonna freaking hurt like a motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, dang, they're just in there taking all this from everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's all the nerves and stuff on your back, so it makes sense that they do that. But
yeah. The thing with getting tattoos though is like, after a session, I feel like I'm set back for like at least 2 weeks where it's just like swollen and like itchy, and it's, I feel like it's like really distracting. And then if I'm doing, like, I already had 3 sessions to get like this done, it might be another 2 for line work and shading. And it's just like I don't want to plan it out so that like I get them both one after another, because I could be like do nothing for like 2 months. Like, it's really like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just so the first week it could be kind of painful, and like your arm gets like really swollen, and then you're just kind of tired, and obviously because you went through like a lot of stress. But then like that's not even like the worst part. I think it's like the itchiness. Like, it's always like in the back of your head that like this is itchy, and you like slap it or whatever. You can't scratch it like while it's like fresh, or else you might like damage your skin.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like no pain, no gain. I should have started from the shoulder going down, because at least like, I'm just slapping this, and it's like it's less sensitive up here than like down here.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So I feel like it's kind of easier like moving up here, but then for my next arm, like it's gonna be like pretty much the same thing. Maybe worse, because I'm probably gonna get something that's more like a realism tattoo. But I'm kind of like considering just keeping everything black, because I think it would look kind of weird if this was like black and then like this was like color. So
it would be funny, because you said your right arm is the future. You should put the Livin Room emblem on.
Dang, get your own podcast on your arm.
That's how you know you really think about the future,
I could
man.
probably just put like Livin Room and like cool like like in like Microsoft Words, like Helvetica, like the different fonts or whatever. Do like Livin Room. Or like
and stuff.
The one episode of SpongeBob where like he's writing the essay, and like he writes the dot, and it's like super detailed, and then like there's like nothing after that.
Dang.
I could get like that font or whatever, just put like Livin Room, just like whole arm.
You got a while.
That'd be pretty funny, but. Yeah, I mean, it's just a funny joke.
Yeah.
To be honest, you don't have to do that, but that's a really good start for number 1. I don't know how you're gonna top that with your other 4 or whatever else you got left.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna go deep with this.
Okay.
So for number 2,
we got time.
I did try like therapy for like I think like 6 months maybe. Like I was like from March to like 6 months later. I can't really like.
That's September.
Yeah. No, probably like less. Maybe like I think it was August maybe when I like
that's 5 months.
So 5 months.
So not that
so
drastic.
it's around like it's close to 6 months, 5 months. I tried it out for like 5 months. And then like I just wanted to see like I wanted to test it out to see if like it would like help. And I would say like for some people I could see like that it does help them, because maybe they don't have someone to like really talk to and like share their like feelings or whatever to. But it felt like going through like the therapy sessions, it felt like I was like talking to like one of my friends. It felt like the same thing. So it wasn't really.
You see the results and benefits of it?
Yeah.
Because like if you could get the same experience talking to your friends, do you think it's as beneficial as
I feel like it's
money
better
to
with
do
a friend, because like they already know what like I guess what you're going through, and they know the context. And then for me, like with a therapist, I'm not saying it's for all therapists or like for like all people might think this way about it. But at least for me personally, it's like I have to explain to them the context, and that's one whole session. And then like events like the next session, and then like before you know, like it's not even a problem anymore, and you just kind of like wasted like two sessions.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just feel like for me personally, like the only thing that makes me happy is like winning. And just
we all like to win.
Nothing but W's.
Yeah.
But how frequently were you doing your sessions? Is it weekly, right?
Yeah, weekly, like
so
every like Friday.
Yeah, so that is good.
So
It'd make more sense if like
it wasn't even like a full hour.
Oh,
it was
wow.
like 50 minutes, and he was late to like maybe like 5 minutes late to like each session, and then
What?
so it's
this
kinda,
man's trying to collect those
Yeah.
checks, man. He's
So you had a
finessing the
bad
system.
therapist.
Yeah.
What is this?
I mean, I did get him. I think he's subscribed to the channel. I'm not really sure.
Oh
but
no, he's a good
that's,
therapist.
Yeah, he's a great therapist.
He's a great therapist. He's the best
No,
around.
he's definitely like a good guy. I just
Okay.
feel
He's a
like,
good guy. Is he a chill guy though? He's a chill
like
guy.
I don't need a therapist. I feel like I need like a role model or like a someone to like help, like kind of like a coach or something. Like
Just like some more
maybe I have like
guidance.
like I have some like goals that I want to accomplish, and I
Yeah.
want someone that like that is knowledgeable on the topic and can like guide me through their experiences, and like maybe I can learn a little something from them. But for him, he's more of like he's a really good listener, and he'll tell me like
That's their job.
some techniques on like how to like meditate or whatever. But I could have done that like on my own, and I feel like it did kind of help. Like he set like the precedence for me to like do some meditation, and whenever I'm stressed out, I do something like yoga nidra, and it's just good for well, it's mostly helping for like sleep, but it's a good way to like calm like anxiety. But I think like the biggest thing to like get rid of like a lot of like the issues was kind of like cutting out people from my life that they're not like they don't like I'm not like happy like when they're around, like they're kind of like a net negative on my life.
Right.
Sometimes you just have to cut people off as hard as it is, and I feel like that was kind of like half the battle.
No, that's
And then
facts.
just like I still use like social media, but I don't really try to get in, I don't try to get involved in people's drama, and I'm like learning how to be like pretty
Cut
much like
people off.
self-reliant and just kind of like having fun doing my own thing. And that's why I'm like so immersed in like certain hobbies. So like whether it's like gaming, like lately my thing that I've been doing like the past month or so is I've been like watching, or I've been listening to a lot of my favorite like song covers and like songs on like either YouTube or Spotify, and trying to recreate like their mixes, because it's something that I might want to like do to like make money sometime, or like I want to incorporate that into like my own like projects.
There you go.
'Cause, I think it's like a really like useful skill, and a lot of people like don't have it, but it's just kind of cool being like the guy that like well, like I have like some friends that are like into music, and like they're really talented, but they don't have like an avenue to like record their stuff. And I just like overall just doing like creation and stuff like that, making something new, entertaining people.
Right.
So I feel like that's kind of like my new like purpose in life, and
Heck
just
yeah.
purpose in general. So
Yeah, it's awesome.
yeah.
And that's what's great thing about it. You have these hobbies or passions that you're interested in, and hopefully when you start these, of course we're starting at the ground floor, and then we have to work our way in order to try to make it. But at least if you're passionate about it, you'll love doing it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully that passion becomes like your full-time job in an ideal world. So
The dream.
I mean, low-key, I'm also thinking about like AI replacing my job eventually. So I'm
We
like,
all are.
I'm kind of like trying to find something that like is like a backup to like
yeah,
you
my
gotta
IT
build some
guy,
skills. Like yeah.
my IT guy said something goofy. He's like, "Oh yeah, your AI is gonna eventually replace you." Like, wow, you didn't hold any punches back.
It's like, okay, bro, thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
F me, I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you want to like I guess survive in the world and like do something that like that carries on like through generations, you want to do something that's like kind of unique and can't be like automated right away.
Yeah.
So I mean there is like AI for like music, there's AI for art and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and but like the more I look into it, like it's still not like perfect. I was having like deep conversations with a friend yesterday, and we are like talking about like AI, and it's like the AI can like you could ask it to like write like let's say for like a genre, like write an emo song. Like, it'll do a pretty good job of like writing like lyrics and writing something that sounds emo, and like getting like a fake voice and like making it sound like an emo singer using like the inflections of like everything they've read into this into like the program or whatever. But like I feel like music is still like ever changing, and there's a lot of unique stuff where it's like a fusion of like emo and R&B, or like jazz fusion, or
just
like
different like unique touches.
Yeah, like it's really good for like AI is good for like creating like instrumental like music for like, let's say like a YouTube channel or something like that. And it's kind of funny because when my friends like sent me his like, it's not SoundCloud, but it's like similar SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But he wrote a whole like Spanish what's it called? Like a reggaeton song. Like he doesn't know anything about music. He just said like, oh, not Siri, but like just like, oh yeah, write me a song that's like reggaeton with like lyrics are similar to this. He's like, hey, check out my song, and then I'm like, bro, you don't really like do anything with music. He's like, oh yeah, I just use AI. Like that's kind of
like
crazy.
I did nothing.
Yeah.
That might be the next level of songwriting too, which is kind of scary. Instead of having like ghostwriters or people,
have AI writers,
doing it themselves. I mean, we tweak it, of course, but I mean, the idea of like 90% of it is AI.
Yeah, it's a weird thought.
I mean, I also think that some people, well, actually, most people connect to music that's like they're connected emotionally to a song,
right? Yeah.
But humans are the best at creating that like that emotional like connection.
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas like AI, like they could get kind of close, but like it's subconscious where you know something's missing, but you don't know what it is. So that's my reasoning. Like I'm not really.
People get like really invested in like the people who make their music too, right? They care about like the artists themselves.
Yeah,
that's something you can't really replace.
Yeah, like that's I never like thought about that because usually with like artists it's like a package deal. Like you have a person who's an artist and they're like a singer and a dancer, and a rapper, and they're an influencer, and it's like that's what they're getting like paid for. Whereas like for the AI, well, I guess like with like Hollow Live and stuff like that, they're already like YouTubers. There's already like fake characters that people kind of like worship, so maybe they are gonna take over. But yeah, it's
I don't know. There's still like a human behind that.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
but that
true.
persona is
it's like a character they come up with.
Yeah,
they're basically like voice actors and actresses, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess technically it's
still like a human.
Then you're competing against like an image.
Yeah, fake version of you.
So I feel like it's kind of easier for like a lot of people. Like I could release music under like a fake, like just like a character or whatever. Yeah. So I don't even have to show my face. I just have to like talk or whatever. But I don't know. I don't think I'm as like appealing as like an anime girl. So I can wear like the cat ears and whatnot.
And you never know, man. You can make your avatar as kinky as you want it to be. You could be, and then you could have voice changers, so you could be a dude as a girl. You know.
Yeah. So, I know how to make VTuber models. I've made one before.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Commission me, please. I'm just kidding.
I've seen I guess like YouTube accounts or like YouTube channels where most of their content is just reading content from Reddit. But they use like a pitch, like a voice changer thingy, so they sound more like official, or maybe they don't want people to like know who they actually are.
Right.
Especially if you have like a really distinct
voice.
voice.
The whole mystique of VR. But then now with VR, I know girls and maybe guys too, but like they're doing IRL stuff. But the way to cover their like persona still is like they wear like just the mask, which is like what's the point?
That much.
What's the point?
I think that's kind of weird. Like having a mask.
Weird too. I think it's weird as well.
If you're gonna show up IRL, might as well just show up IRL.
If anything, I'll just wear like a whole like I'd put like a
just wear like an outfit or something.
Yeah. Because I've seen like pictures or videos recently of people wearing like those ski masks, but it has like a face on it. And one really funny one I saw was like some guy had a Kanye West one, so he put on the Kanye ski mask, and people were like looking at him like, "Wait, is that Kanye?
Is that you?"
It just reminds me too much of like The Purge. It's like if you wear like a mask live on YouTube, people might think you wear a mask in real life. Like you just sit in your room just wearing that mask. Like it's kind of like
that's kind of weird. Yeah, think about.
Yeah, you just get like
he's a masked man.
So it's like
he's
what's
like
underneath there? Like do you have like a messed up face or something?
Yeah.
What are you hiding?
Yeah. Or like maybe I could just like wear a hood over my face or something. Be like,
dang, you're a superhero now. Secret identity.
Yeah. And then like I mean, Wow, that was like number two.
That's pretty crazy. We like spiraled from therapy to like AI to VTubing.
That was good. That was awesome.
Everything's interconnected somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the third thing, I learned to like not chase like romance or like love, and just kind of like, well, like just in general, I don't like get my hopes up like with anything. It's like if I'm, like when I was like looking for jobs like back in like during COVID, like it just kind of like so I applied to like maybe like a couple hundred jobs.
That's a lot.
And I got like maybe like 30 interviews in total, like a combination of first, second, and third interviews. And then I just kept getting rejected. I'm like, this is the first time in my life that like I've ever like gotten rejected so many times. It just hits your ego like slowly. Like keeps chipping at it. Like everyone thinks they're strong until you have to deal with that like over and over and over again. It's like, dang, I worked this hard and I can't even get like something simple like from it. So it's kind of like that, like those feelings of like entitlement. Like I worked this hard, therefore I should be at this level. Like it's kind of like a dangerous mindset to have, because I mean like how like the world works is you're probably going to fail a lot more than you're going to succeed.
That's how it is.
It's the harsh reality.
You learn through failure.
No, that's best
but like
teacher.
I mean like not just me, I feel like a lot of people like they're not used to like failure at all, because you're never in like a position where you had to fail a lot. Like for me, like when I was in high school, I felt like everything I set my mind to, I was able to like achieve it. Like whether it was like with grades or if I was like auditioning for something, like everything just kind of like went my way. And then like growing up, like once you're an adult, like there's so much more competition. There's a lot more like variables that can like screw you up. And like you can't just have a thick skin. You just have to like almost like embrace like the hardship and like channel that into like positive energy. And that's something where like you can't really explain that like logically. But like something that I would do is like if I feel frustrated, I'll go to the gym and like do some boxing stuff. Yeah. Not because like I'm trying to lose weight, but because like
ideally that like, as well. But your main reason
it's like a side side effect of actually like getting the exercise. Yeah. Or like if I'm kind of like feeling sad instead of like moping around, or like maybe like depending on like substances or whatever, I'd rather take that and just like force myself to do something that I know like should be good for me. Like I'll practice something, I'll do something productive. Eventually like I'll forget about it, and like it makes me feel better. Rather than if I just like moped and like did nothing, then I'm just gonna be thinking like I could have done something.
Could have, should have,
maybe in retrospect. So it's just a lot of like learning how to be like alone, and just kind of like doing hobbies that are like a lot more introverted. Yeah. And I don't know, like I mean all my life I've felt like I've always like relied on myself for everything, and I don't like relying on other people because I don't like trust people to do a good job sometimes.
Well, respects to that.
And it kind of like,
especially in work, no doubt.
Yeah, it kind of like leads to like my next point. So I actually only had like 4 out of like 5 possible things that we could do.
I originally said 3 to 5, but
so
you hit the mark.
Yeah,
that's what you gotta do.
So my 4th and like final point, and I don't have any kind of like honorable mention or anything, but for my 4th one, I guess like a milestone that I was able to achieve was I wrote my first song.
There you go.
Ever.
Nice.
I talked about it in one of the previous episodes, and like as far as like the end result, like I'm happy with.
It's just the beginning, man. There you go.
I know, but like
first song.
You know, it's like just getting through like the motions. Like I think it's a little bit comforting that I was able to like finish it at least. But like in terms of like the result, like I like the song that I wrote. It's something that like I could vibe to. But like the thing that I was a little bit disappointed was I had kind of like a mastering engineer that wasn't really. I mean, I don't think they were really that good. I'm not trying to like diss anybody, but they like not just like the mastering engineer. I was asking them for advice to make my thing sound better, and like it was something like the advice that they gave me I like disagreed with, but I thought like what would I know? Like they probably know better because you know they do this for like a living or whatever. And I just found out about them through YouTube, and it was like a subscription model of like $15 a month, and the more I listened to like the final masters for my song covers and my original song and compared it to the stuff that I did before, I would think like my stuff is like actually better, and I'm paying this guy like monthly. So I ended up like unsubscribing, and then I found out he like scammed a bunch of people like the month after. I'm like, it's a good thing I left. Like as
you sensed
everyone, yeah, because like there was like a discount of like it's like $15 a month, unlimited masters or whatever, and then he like raised it up to like $100 a month or something.
Wow.
Even the people that were promised like once you like sign up, you're locked in. He went against that, and a lot of people got mad, and they ended up trying to cancel. And he was being really hard to work with.
Of course.
Because I was reading about that, and I kind of just don't want to like waste money like that. If I could do it myself, and it's like a skill that I can take to like the future, I'm just kind of like grinding and like trying to like learn how to do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's like it's a whole lot of like it gets harder before it gets easier, or it gets harder before it gets better.
Yeah,
So,
because
like,
I mean, you're still learning the whole process of producing a song, mastering it all, having your own sound, especially if you're being your own artist. You have a lot of influences, but you want to be unique in your own way as well.
It's a really lonely process, though. Like I don't really know anybody else like in my personal life that's into like mixing and mastering. I know a lot of people that do like music, but they usually just pay a producer to like do it.
Okay.
So it's like I think it's easier when like if someone comes over, they record a song, and I get to like practice on like their stuff or whatever. Like we go through like the journey together. But I feel like lately it's just been like I'll like make my own thing. I'll like produce it myself and like make the mistakes that I can to like take those lessons to help me out in the future. But like it took a while to like really get used to like just doing everything alone. And like if I'm being frustrated, I can't really like vent to somebody like, oh, I'm like struggling with this thing, because they won't know what I'm talking about, because it's so like niche. And
no
but
doubt.
I think it's like a cool thing, like since it's so niche, you're the only one who could do it. And it's like I essentially like building my own community, like whether it's like music or whatever. Like I'm intending on doing some like gaming content.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff like for that channel, like I'll just bring friends from like outside of the Livin Room, like
the lore,
the world, the mythos.
And I mean, I have all these like mics set up and like a new computer. And I just like creating a product, like just being silly on camera and just following like I guess like some of my like inspirations for content creation. Like I'm a really big fan of like Game Grumps and them just being really goofy on like camera. You don't have to be good at the game. It's just about like the community that you're building by like showing people like, you know, like we're just having fun and we're sharing our love of like gaming or like music or like whatever.
Because ideally, once you essentially it's a brand. So once you build your brand, you want to have people in your community that support who you are as a person than what the content you cover.
Right.
Because if people like say you're very niche and you do only I don't know if you'll get the analogy, but I guess probably Dom will. We'll do like Nikke, like a gacha game. So you only do this one certain gacha game or mobile game.
Right.
But say you switched and do
Genshin or something.
Yeah, with Genshin Impact. And you do that, and then your audience, since you built it off of just Nikke,
they're like, oh,
they're gonna be like, "Why go back to Nikke? I'm an unsubscriber, dislike your videos if you don't go back to playing what your original audience is." So I think it's cool that you wanna. I mean, I do as well, and Dom's probably say that. I don't know if it's on his, but build an audience that you're there for us, as the creator instead of what we actually do. So,
yeah, I think like life is too short to not like kind of like get yourself out there and like I guess like provide like your impact, your digital footprint, or whatever. Like you don't want to be like cringe, but at the same time like
but people like cringe stuff.
Gotta be a little cringe.
You feel there's a difference between like being like kind of like gracefully awkward and like cringe. Like cringe is like I just don't want to watch anymore. Like for me, like cringe would be like if you follow like Ryan Garcia from boxing, like leading up to like the Devin Haney fight, he was like posting his like rap, like he was doing like freestyle raps or something, and it was so bad. And it's like everyone's saying like just focus on boxing, man. Like this is like Like
I'd
this is
laugh.
actually brain rot. So
They didn't like the cringe.
yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
But then like he actually like won a lot of people over because when he beat Devin Haney, he wrote a rap like just dissing him, like
Okay,
basically
that's
like
pretty funny.
like just basically shooting him while he's already down.
That's a baller move.
Yeah.
That's
So it's like
good.
now we like his rap
Yeah.
music because it's funny
There's
now.
more
Yeah.
meaning behind it now.
yeah.
But before, like he was rapping about how he has like so many haters and people don't like him for no reason. It's like there's a lot of people who don't like you because you talk too much. You're like having a lot of like emotional breakdowns and stuff like that. And like he'll talk about like being like godly, but then he does everything that's like not godly. But then complaints with people like call him out for that.
Right.
But then you just have to like win once, and then you could just use that momentum and just
Right.
keep pushing forward.
Just make that one hit, you know. One video goes mainstream or viral, you're good. Then you have a good captive audience based on that one video, and they will hopefully see what they like. I mean, the reason is it goes viral is because they liked what they saw, and that leads them to your channel or whatever you're doing, and then hopefully that audience stays for you for like the long haul. So
yeah, it's gonna feel kind of weird like when we eventually have like our own like audiences, because like right now I'm just used to like just throwing things out there and like looking at the views, and there's like 100 views, 200 views or whatever, or like maybe there's like 1 or 2 comments for like whatever. But then like as soon as you get to that next level where you actually have like a decently substantial like audience, I feel like that'd be kind of like that would feel foreign to me, because it's like, oh no, I have to like respond to all of these people, and now like I have to like cater to a certain demographic so I don't lose too many like fans or whatever, but like still try to be authentic to myself.
yeah. But look like this.
Because I'm not even thinking about anything. I'm just like putting myself out there.
Because look like this. We started
caring.
in April posting, and thanks to you guys, I'll be completely honest, that we hit 50 subs at the end of 2024. That's like a huge thing for us. I mean, and hopefully, as Bryan was alluding to, the living room we build off and have that community and the snowball effects, because we did start from 0 and you guys helped us get to 50. Hopefully next year we get to 150, maybe 500, who knows. But just keep building off that. It's momentum, being consistent of it all, and that's the name of the game. As long as we stay consistent, people hopefully will see the algorithm and what we're doing, and then we'll get more views, we'll have more community, and that's like the whole point of it all. Like Rome wasn't built overnight, so you just got to keep like laying down those bricks for those walls in order to eventually get to what Rome was.
Yeah, you can't really compare yourself to like people that have been doing this for like a decade, because it's
and that's the thing though, the perspective is these people made it big a decade later.
Yeah.
So you can't be expecting to make it big overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I think like the goal is to like keep constantly like improving.
Oh yeah.
Definitely a lot of people, they just keep doing like the same thing over and over again and be like how come like nothing's changing? It's because like you have to adjust to the times and like what like the culture
you gotta continue to
is.
evolve. It's evolution. You just gotta keep on evolving.
Yeah.
Seeing what your community wants. What do you think would be fun for the community? So that's the way it is though.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you'll be yesterday's news.
Yeah. But this is the first time you guys have done something like this, right? Like starting a YouTube channel and actually posting like consistently.
Yep.
Again.
That's why that's my honorable mention. That's why that's my honorable mention.
It might be on mine.
We're just copying.
Well, but the thing with the audience to know, and I told them, just send it to our editor, Kevin. So
no
one knew what everyone else put. So if we had a lot of overlap, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it was not intended, because we wouldn't have known what each other did.
Yeah.
So now we're back, and we had a little thing for us to do on the background, technical setup.
Yeah.
And now we are all set to see what Dom's top things of 2024 was.
So starting off, I believe I mentioned this in a past episode, but I did 2 game jams this year.
Oh, you did too? I didn't know you did.
Define a game jam for the audience.
So basically, it's like they give you a short period of time to make a game. So like for the first one I did was through CDawg VA. That one was like 3 days. And then the second one I believe was like 4 days.
And who was that for?
That was for another game development YouTube channel called Game Maker's Toolkit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and when was that? I don't remember. I remember the CDawg VA one.
Yeah, I remember one of them.
I remember the second one.
Well, to be honest, I liked one way more than the other.
So you just didn't talk about it at all.
Yes, I didn't mention it. The second one, it kind of...
Was it more recent or was it beginning of the year?
It was a little shortly after the CDawg one. So like I want to say towards the summer.
Okay.
Say June, I think.
Yeah, because that's when we had that. But yeah, so it makes sense.
But that one, a little less organized, and we kind of had some schedule conflicts. So.
And who was it that helped you with that one, or is it just
that was
you?
that
Two
was
man job, 3-man job.
VJ, who's not in the lore yet, but you know, but you know, he's
so it's a 2-man job.
Yeah, 2-man job.
Okay,
but he was a lot more busier, so we couldn't get like our full vision out.
Okay, the vision.
The vision. But the Sea Dog VA one was really cool because that was one that was like crazy grind. That was just 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days of no sleep, but like the big
I'd
payoff
imagine.
was just seeing him playing on stream and seeing all the comments, people like laughing at it and stuff like that.
That's great.
That felt good.
Especially the grammatical errors, of
Yeah.
course.
I remember that. Yeah. He laughed and I was like, oh shit.
That's how it is. It's like when you're working for 3 days.
You're working for so long and you mess up things.
Yeah.
And then like you see like on the stream like with thousands of people watching and like, oh no, I misspelled this.
Yeah.
Do you guys live stream the process as well?
I did not actually. I want to try doing that more though. That's gonna be like related to my channel when I get to
I
that.
feel like it's gonna look kind of ugly. Like everyone's like sleep deprived and like
Head bags under their eyes.
It's like you're just like a zombie the whole time.
Oh,
Like, it's not gonna be funny anymore. It's just
my
sad.
parents were like yelling at me, say, "Bro, you gotta go. You gotta." I say, "Bro," but they're like, "You gotta eat something."
Come on, boy.
They're trying to go out to breakfast. I was like, I need more time to work. It's like, no, go and eat.
Does it come with food? Like, do they have like a?
Huh?
Do they have like free food or?
Oh no, this is like I was in my
It's
room.
all online.
Okay.
So like they're all located, especially the Sea Dog VAs in Japan. So there's not like I'd be sick. I was like, oh, I want all the people that are in Game Jam to fly to Japan.
That'd be pretty sick.
And then I'll sponsor like whatever it is. I mean, maybe if it gets big enough. But I have a question for you. So your second one, was that their first Game Jam, or have they done Game Jams
They
before?
do a lot. Actually, they're the biggest Game Jam.
That's kind of ironic that theirs was the one that was very hectic and unorganized.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The Game Jam wasn't. Our team was. We just had.
Okay.
It was just a really busy time.
Gotcha.
So we couldn't like all be on the same page and do everything we wanted to do.
Gotcha.
So both of them are remote. Like you don't meet up. Okay. I was comparing it to like there's like coding competitions where you actually show up at the venue and then you literally like sleep there, you eat there, and like they usually stay up like 20 out of like 24 hours, and it's really late.
Too much. I mean, I almost
sweaty.
did that, but
Super sweaty.
It's too much, man.
But yeah, they have themes for the Game Jams too. The Game Maker one, which is that the lizard-looking thing.
Looks like Godzilla or something, like a robot, or it's like a metallic
Godzilla.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it is. Metallic Godzilla.
Yeah.
The thing for that,
I thought it was like Mecha Godzilla because I like
it's the same thing.
Okay. Same thing. He's like a cyborg.
Yeah,
it's a little character I made for the thing.
Okay.
But that one's theme was like made to scale, and we had like a hard idea for that one.
What was it?
We're trying to do like a spaceship game where you can like shrink and go like different sizes. The whole thing about scaling.
Oh.
But it was kind of hard to like. Our idea was just really ambitious for that one.
But you had an extra day, so maybe that's why you got ambitious.
We're like, 4 days instead of 3. Let's do this. Me and VJ were like, yeah, we could do all this.
Wait, how does it work with like doing everything online? Like you need to have like a bunch of storage in your computer, right? Like if you're gonna have to like you're gonna send them some kind of design and it's like a lot of memory, and then like they have coding, which is a lot of memory, and then you have to put it together into like some kind of software, and that's even more memory.
It just depends like how big the game is too. If like both of those games are hand drawn graphics, it's not like actual like 3D stuff that you see in like most like AAA games today. It's to be really hard to do. But yeah, and then the other one was the Monkey Jam. The theme was about like monkeys and cycling. So that one was like a visual novel. So there's a lot less. Because like that one I didn't have a programmer, so I was like, what can I do with like limited programming knowledge? So like, I'll just do a visual novel.
Okay.
So it's just like
story. This is your first year you're doing game jams, or you've done them in the past?
I've done them in the past, but it's like the first time we actually got like
super invested in it.
Yeah, you got like invested.
Nice.
In the past, we had like, the product's not finished. We couldn't really show this.
Okay.
But
that's sick. That's awesome. That's really awesome.
That's like a really big milestone for me. I was like, I actually made something like that. And people played it.
And then for the second one, did you see them played at all? Or
no.
Okay.
That one, there were too many submissions and we didn't get like high enough rated.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because like the Sea Dog VA one, the reason I got on stream was because like one of his mods played it and they're like, this is really funny. You have to play this on stream. Make sure you play this one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can we play your game on like maybe like to do like a gaming video or something?
It'd be a short one. The game's not that long.
Like, it's good
the
for
Livin
us.
Room reacts to Dom's game jam submissions.
I've actually been kind of interested in doing
plays.
like
not even reacts. Well, reacts and plays.
Yeah, I've been like decently like interested in doing like a visual novel like playthrough. We don't have to play through the whole thing or all of the.
We should have voiced over it.
We could. I mean, like the ones that I've watched, like of people doing playthroughs, they do like their best like voice impressions of the characters, and usually it's like goofy as hell.
Yeah,
that'd be funny.
So it's like you're trying to do like the anime girl. You're like, I can't really do it. Well. Yeah. Sometimes they have like American versions of it, and so translated and stuff. So
yeah, we could play through mine. We could voice over it.
Yeah.
It's a visual novel.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can host a Livin Room game jam someday.
I
want to be the monkey.
They're all monkeys.
They're all monkeys. Okay. We'll be monkey 1, monkey 2, monkey 3. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. Then the next one was just about art progress this year.
Oh wow.
I think this is the year I like drew the most. Because I was trying to, a big thing for me next year is I want to do is like start selling at anime cons.
There you go.
So I've been nonstop grinding all year, just drawing all different types of stuff. And I feel like I finally make a lot of like big improvements in my art where I actually like, oh, this looks professional level, like a professional quality.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. What is your favorite piece? And what do you think is your best piece that you drew in this year? Is that a word? Drawn? Drawn is the word, I guess, not drew.
My favorite piece.
If you had to say one, or maybe it's like top 2, I guess.
So I was trying to get into this fighting game convention. So I did a lot of Guilty Gear art. And there's one I drew of these two characters who are like kind of on top of each other. They're kind of
like this on top of each other.
Yeah, like sideways. It's kind of like it's like a ship in the community within these two characters.
Oh, nice.
Just like one girl's all about like loving and like wants to marry. The other guy's like this super serious samurai.
Oh, really?
So doesn't really like understand it. So I drew a piece of him like she's like on top of him like going, hey. And he's like, ah. That's probably my favorite piece, like one of my best pieces.
Nice. And was that also your favorite one as well, or
that's definitely my favorite one?
And then what would you say is like your best, like one you say is like drawn wise?
I guess my best would be like the most recent one I did. Drew the elves from this game called Unicorn Overlord.
Okay.
Like these two like elven princesses.
Okay.
So I feel like it's like really good quality. I posted on the Unicorn Overlord subreddit and they all loved it.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That's exciting. As you said, you have visions of potential selling in 2025. I don't know what's gonna. So those are a spoiler because I don't know what we were gonna do for our other episode.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a little bit of spoiler. Maybe a spoiler for 25. But if you want to spoil it now,
I have 2 cons I'm into that are both in January.
Let's go. There you go.
So should I say them? Should I say them for later?
What's going on back there? You're getting too rowdy.
No, you could definitely save that.
Save that? Okay.
Yeah. But 2, that's I mean, 2 more than you ever done. So
yeah,
progress.
Got a couple art things related that for next year, but
nice.
we'll save all that.
Yeah. If we decide to do that, that route for sure.
So
that's awesome.
You'll maybe hear about that later.
Yes.
Next one, my golden birthday.
There you go. He dripped out.
Surprisingly, I didn't have any photos of like people there. So I was like, oh,
just get one like.
I just have a photo of myself in my fit. So I wore like a lot of gold. Oh no, my mom took it.
Yeah.
I was looking for photos. Like, dang, we didn't take any photos all together.
His arm would be really long if he took a selfie. You see his legs.
So he has like a black jacket, so kind of like it looks smeared. So I wasn't sure if he was like this or something. Just like
no, like a mirror selfie.
Yeah, like his arm could have been like up here too, and like it's just all black.
No, my mom took it for me.
So
we didn't take any photo. I guess we were just all two in the moment, all lit, you know.
Yeah. But that's the best ones, you know. Like the best partiers are the ones just like in the moment. That's gotta how you gotta live life sometimes. Just be in the moment.
And I think we talked about this in the podcast, but just to recap, is at Dave & Buster's.
There we go.
I had like 40 people I invited, but I could not get a 40-person table because they were like, no. They said, you got to pay for the party room. And it's like, how much is that? It's like, oh, it's like $2K. I was like, why would I pay $2K for a Dave & Buster's party room? Exactly. Why can't I just get a table? So then like Lionel, who's been out here before, he was like, I have a plan, bro. We're going to get as many small tables as we can. So he's like, at first, let's do 4 of 10. And then after a while, he's like, oh, we can't do that anymore. So he's like, okay, let's get some for 5 and some of this and that. So I think when we got there, we had like 5 separate tables of 8 or something like that. Crazy.
Yeah, we were finessing. We were like literally doing mental math on the fly. We're just like, yeah, people go here, people go here. We just got this table, go there, you know.
And then we asked him, say, hey, can you guys put like all of them together next to each other? Like, no. We got there, the tables were like all over the place.
But as I think if we talked about it, maybe not.
Yeah,
it's a big improvement from previous parties of Dom.
Make any plans.
Yeah, no plans.
And you had to make the reservation that one time. I think that's the first time I had a birthday party. You one of other friends?
Ever?
Yeah.
Like what? Like of my own. As like a
without like your parents hosting it or whatever.
So you should host events like that. And I was like, oh, I have a pretty sizable friend group. I should.
I have friends.
I have friends. I should try and host one of these. And I was like, okay, guys, meet here.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, guys. There's 20 people here. Oh, by the way, I did not make a reservation for a table. There's a 2-hour wait for the table, guys. That was also a Dave & Buster.
But it's another location though. But that's for the audience. Good character development.
Yeah,
this man has learned.
There you go.
We're almost maybe next year we'll have we'll all sit together this time.
Exactly. There you go.
There won't be any arguments on who's paying for stuff, and then that's
Or just don't go back to Dave & Buster's.
That's maybe the moral story too.
Didn't the electricity go off or something?
It did.
Oh yeah.
So don't go to Dave & Buster's.
Someone pulled the fire alarm or something towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
So they're pretty
Just
late.
go to like B-dubs. I mean, there's no games or anything.
Yeah.
But,
I'm a gamer. I need the game.
but it's
Yes.
arcade games. Like
But
go to
some
like
vibe.
what's it called? There's some like gaming lounges and stuff in Skokie as
Oh, I
well.
never
Yeah.
thought about that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
No, that one's huge, and it's not just actually they don't have any arcade games. It's all like console
Oh,
Yeah.
or there's like a whole room for Guitar Hero Rock Band and
Oh,
stuff
that's
like
pretty
that.
sick.
It's kind of crazy. So I feel like I'd like that a lot better. Or you could play League with like
Ideas
20 of your
for-
friends.
Okay,
or
not
whatever,
League.
so.
If we play League, it's not gonna be a fun birthday.
Friendships are gonna be
That game's
ruined.
ruined.
Yeah, you can like live stream there too, and they have alcohol. There's like a bar like connected to it as
sold me.
well.
That's how I look forward for my party. I look for alcohol and games. Those are two
Yeah,
things I
there's
kind of
alcohol,
like.
games, just food there.
Yeah,
It's just
So,
icing on the
your
cake
oyster.
with some
yeah,
like
exactly.
food.
Because I have the high tolerance.
Yes.
Yeah. It's your birthday, man. You gotta like have your
Gotta go.
standards like.
Exceed. You gotta
Yeah.
surpass
Gotta
your
go
limits,
beyond.
man. You
You
gotta
go-
surpass your limits.
You
You
can
gotta
be
go
better
plus
than Dave &
ultra.
Buster's. But I can see like Dave & Buster's is the food's really good in my opinion. I like it.
What did I have?
I like a burger.
think
You
I-
can't go wrong with a burger.
The chicken's okay.
think,
It's not great.
I think I remember getting like the wings and like there's some like potato wedges or something. I forgot what it was.
Oh,
But I
that's
went
okay.
there for like
Potato
a
wedges are
birthday
pretty
party. It was
gas.
like unlimited or something like that.
Oh.
So.
See, if they
This was
told
a
me
while
that,
back. This was
I would
like
have bought the root now. That's 2K.
He's like, all right, instead of I'm giving you what 40 people, everyone has to pay.
See, I don't.
What's the math, like on the spot?
That's what I want to do. I was like, yeah, you
like
have to pay
100
50. I
bucks. Or no,
was
it's
like,
like
no.
$50. Yeah, $50.
I was like, I don't want people to like pay to show up.
Yeah. So
But yeah, next year maybe we'll do the gaming lounge.
yeah,
We'll record
Ideas.
a 40-person episode. No, I'm just kidding.
we'll do a 40-person live stream. Actually, our whole audience is
Yeah.
invited. All 50 of y'all.
We're all gonna
invited.
record together.
We'll give Kevin a GoPro to like follow us
Yeah.
around.
Follow
you
this
know,
person,
like-
follow this person.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you gonna go to what's it called? Like any like fighting game tournaments, like Evo or anything?
So I guess that's for the next episode, but
Okay.
that's one of my things I really want to sell at. That's one of the biggest ones I want to sell at
There you
Evo.
go.
Okay.
There you go.
That's a goal. So I do a lot
Another
more fighting
spoiler.
games.
Another
Another spoiler, yeah.
Okay.
But I
I'll
really
ask
want to sell
questions
there.
later then.
I
Yeah,
really
so-
want to sell there.
All right.
Another thing, we had a Hawaii trip with the
Hawaii.
family.
Oh.
That's my first time being there. I loved it.
How long were you there for?
I want to say a week,
Okay, that's actually not that bad of
Yeah.
a time there for sure.
but it was
And
just
how
so
many
chill.
islands did you hit?
We just went to Maui. We were just there the whole time.
Maui's- I went there way back. It was great.
I loved
Great
it.
island.
Yeah, swimming a lot.
I cannot swim.
Oh,
My parents also cannot swim. My mom is terrible with water,
okay.
but I'll put my feet in.
Okay.
I'm
Feel
pretty,
that's
I'm pretty
like
tall
a stereotype.
though.
or
That is.
something.
It's okay. We always say
Yeah,
it too.
it's a
It's a
stereotype. Yeah,
stereotype.
It holds
but
true sometimes.
No,
like-
we embody that stereotype. We
It's a
claim that one.
stereotype. Put up.
You should might have been completely random.
So you just like sink like
When I went to the
Right.
doctor for
Yeah.
the dermatology thing, they were like, she's talking about swimming. I was like, oh, I can't swim. She's like, oh my God, brother, you gotta have that stereotype. She was black too. I was like, yeah, I'm just,
We're
she's
really
like, oh
going
my
there now.
gosh, like, why
Yeah.
don't you learn? I'm like,
you just gotta get like really fat so you can like float really.
Just
I
float.
can't. I have such a hard time gaining weight. This is just double negative.
And my friend like realized like how much easier it was to float when he gained weight.
I can't.
It was, like,
It's so hard for me to gain
like,
weight.
He was like trying to sink and he wouldn't go down. He was like, yeah, it's like that's the advantage of being a guy with like a big ass like pot belly.
With a big ass.
He's a big body, big body,
Big
big
body.
body.
Yeah, so
But yeah.
What was your highlights, you would say, of your Hawaii trip?
the road to Hana? I don't know if you heard about
Hmm.
that.
No, I have
what
not.
is that?
Is it a bar?
No, it's
Restaurant?
like this.
It's a road.
No, actually, it's like a 2-hour drive up this like
Mountain?
through this mountain, and it's like super. It's kind of scary actually.
Yeah, because
but-
you only have guardrails, probably.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Or some
super
places
thin.
don't have guardrails.
And the
at all.
roads are.
It's
It's like a
scary.
2-way street, but it's like super thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
But
imagine.
like after that, it was like a scary drive. But like after we did that, we got to this like black sand beach. It was like really beautiful. It was
that's
really
awesome.
cool.
Okay.
How was the water at that spot? Was it like crystal
it's
blue
clear,
clear?
it's beautiful, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
They had like
Nice.
geysers where water was shooting up.
Oh, that's sick.
So it made like the journey worth it. It was like a JRPG dungeon.
Side quest, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, my stepdad, he overreacts a lot. So he's like, "Oh my god, dude, we on the mountain." He's like, "Don't drive like that, dude. We're on the
You
window."
must jump that.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh wait," I'm like, "I can't say that." I can say it, not on camera.
Or does this get edited out? Hopefully, or bleeped out.
He's
That's awesome.
freaking out the whole drive there. He's like, "Oh my god."
I mean, I would too. Shoot.
Yeah, it's a scary drive, but it made it worth it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
end result was
Seeing
worth
the
it.
black sand beach, it was just so nice.
Oh, I bet.
It was picturesque. It was like something from like a fantasy thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you
That
guys
was-
go to like a resort, or were you guys just hanging out like where like the locals live? Like, do they have like Airbnbs?
we had
or
an Airbnb.
something? Okay.
What did you do? Hotel, probably?
Yeah.
Because I only imagine Airbnb is going to be like through the roof.
Yeah.
So we had like a little simple hotel room. But it
Mhm.
wasn't like a fancy resort or anything like that. But it was
Okay.
like our
It's
hotel
about the
room was like,
experience, man.
Yeah.
It's not about being at the hotel.
Yeah,
Especially
exactly.
first time there, you're just going to do stuff out and about.
and we're like right next to the beach anyway, so we just
Yeah.
would leave our hotel room and go sit by the water or
Right.
watch the
Yeah.
sunset.
Right,
But also, it's really expensive. The food there is insane.
Yeah.
yeah,
Food's
I've heard.
good. It's
I've
just
heard.
it's
Our
pricey.
friends were like their parents were like cooking, like they just bought groceries and like cooked that instead of
Yeah.
like eating out, because it's just like overpriced over there.
I saw this thing called a spam musubi, which is
Spam, masubi.
I
Yeah.
love it.
What is
It's kind of like a sushi roll. It's just rice and with spam on top of it. It
Yeah.
sounds so simple. It's so good. I
Do you
really
know-
liked it.
Do you know like the
Is it
one with
because
like
of the preparation for it? That's why is it good?
There's some kind of
there's like it's
Marinade,
marinated,
yeah.
Oh, it's the marinade. Okay.
it's
like, I don't know
really
if it's like
good.
eel sauce or something like that, but
It's kind of similar,
you know like
probably. I
the
don't know.
egg so it's like a sushi thing, but there's like a sweet egg on top, like tamago sushi.
You're asking the wrong guy.
I know what
Maybe
you're talking about.
him.
I know what you're talking about.
It's kind of like a almost like a fluffy like egg blanket that goes on top of the rice, and they use seaweed to
Yeah,
wrap
it's like the
through
nori.
like the middle.
Mm.
It's like kind of like the same thing, but with like marinated spam on top of the rice.
Yeah, it's really good. I like
and
it.
it's definitely cooked because it's
I
pork.
I can eat
assuming,
like 10
so-
of those.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Can
of
you just make that at
spam
home?
food.
Or
Yeah, I made it before actually.
okay.
Uh-oh.
But I messed up the wrapping, the seaweed part. So my musubi was pretty ugly.
Oh, so,
So-
like,
It's already your first time doing it.
what do you do with like the meat? Like so you get like plain
I have to look at the
spam.
recipe again, but yeah, it's I don't remember what the mix was. It was like
Because
soy
there's like flavored
sauce.
spams and
yeah.
stuff like that. So
I
like,
just got regular spam.
okay, so regular spam, and then
The
You
marinade
dip
was
it in the
like
marinade.
soy sauce, sugar, something. I had to look at it again.
do you like keep it in there overnight or something, or can you do it like?
Probably we're supposed
Right
to, but I
after.
just did that for a couple hours.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Okay.
So it's just more of like I'm hungry. I'm gonna try making something, and then you buy some. And I bought some like sushi rice, the really sticky rice.
How was the result?
It was really good. It was just
Okay.
ugly. It wasn't very
Okay.
picturesque.
I think the sushi rice is the hardest to make because, I think it's like it's like soft rice mixed with, no, actually, there's like specific like sushi
Yeah,
rice.
yeah.
And there's like rice vinegar and whatever, and then I think I have to like remold it. Otherwise, it
wasn't
just
too bad, but
yeah, because that's what makes it like soft but still like compact. I
Yeah.
think.
Mhm.
So
So that part actually, it's good. It's
yeah.
just
Would you go there again?
100%. Yeah.
There you go.
Do you live there?
If I had if this podcast blew up, we became like millionaires.
So instead of
You never
moving to
know.
Japan,
You never know.
instead of
You
moving
need-
to Japan, just move to Hawaii.
You need
So there's,
money for that.
Yeah.
There's like great like everything culture there. There's like good food. There's like music. There's like just
I think most
They
places
got,
have those
they got cons
great
too.
food, cons, music.
There's a
I mean, like-
spoiler. I applied to that con.
Uh-oh.
We'll see if I get into that
Yeah.
one.
I mean like my friend like currently lives in Hawaii,
Oh,
and
wow.
she told me that like she just like on a random day she could get one of her friends and they'll go to like a waterfall and they'll like just record videos of her playing the violin and the person's
That's so cool.
playing like the guitar or
That's a
something. It's
vibe.
like a
yeah,
movie
it's such
scene.
it's such
And
a
she'll
cool
just put it on
vibe.
Instagram. She's like, yeah, people just do this every day. People are
Of
just jamming on the
course.
ukulele. There's people doing like the fire stick thing.
Yeah.
Fire juggling.
They
or
do
whatever.
that like literally like every day.
I
and
think
it's
I
like,
saw one of those.
You can't get
I
that
remember.
like anywhere else besides like the island like states, or if you move like I don't know if they do it in like Guam or like
Probably. I
like
see it.
Puerto Rico.
Saipan.
Maybe like Samoa. Samoa probably does that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But Samoa's like right there
It's
too.
right there. Yeah.
I
know.
consider that like basically
Hawaii.
Hawaii. So I mean like a large enough of their population is like Samoan
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like Pacific Islander, and
Right.
then the rest of them are like usually Asian. of like, you know, Japanese, Filipino. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, there were signs in Japanese in Hawaii.
That's sick.
So I'm guessing there's like a big Japanese population there. I was like, oh wow.
Because I mean, it's close.
Yeah.
It's like closest thing because like California is like the next closest.
Yeah.
So it's like right there. You got to go through New Zealand, Australia, and then it's like Hawaii. So it makes sense. That's sick though. That's sick.
Awesome trip. Would definitely go back.
Heck yeah.
And I believe this is my last thing, which is Jason's honorable mention. It was the podcast with the boys.
Heck yeah.
So this is like something very new to me. I wasn't expecting ever to like do YouTube, but it's been a good experience. And as you said, I'm grateful for it.
Yeah,
we could all do this and come together and record stuff.
Yeah.
How many people could say that they've posted like maybe like 25, 26, 27 videos of them talking about like what they want to talk about?
Yeah, for real.
So I feel like there's a lot of people that want to like get their message out, but they're too afraid to like take that step, like to take that leap.
So usually the saying that I haven't said it on the podcast, but I told you guys like behind the camera, just like, it's better to like do things and like fail at doing it than like not do it at all and just wonder what if. Yeah. So I think if you want to do stuff out there, audience, and are scared to do it, you should just take the plunge and do it instead of having the regrets or the what ifs later. No doubt.
Wholeheartedly agree.
So, but I think that is our top things of 2024 we did, learned about, accomplished, discovered, and this is the end of another episode of the Livin Room Podcast without the G. I am your host for today's episode, Jason, signing off with the boys, Dom and Jason, and I'm wishing everyone out there a happy holidays. And we'll see you guys. What did I say?
You said Dom and Jason again.
I guess I'm Dom today.
I'm Jason as well.
Jason as well.
I'm Jason number 2.
Jason number 2. Keep that as a blooper, but I'll do it again. I literally like spaced out. I'm like, oh yeah.
I did. I was wait a minute.
All right. Let's talk about messing up outros. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Livin Room Podcast without the G. I'm your host for today's episode, Jason, signing off with Bryan and Dom. Wishing all you guys a happy holidays, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.